Hello everyone, welcome back to the Power BI tutorial. In this video, we will be seeing that how can we create a map along with a pie chart in Power BI. In the previous videos, we have already learned about how can we create a map, either a simple map or a filled map, and try to show some of the data using that map itself. But in this video, we are going to take a step further and we are going to combine the features of a map in Power BI along with a pie chart. The reason why we are choosing a pie chart is because that it can be represented very easily in a circular form. So it would be easy to locate that pie chart in a map, because here, as you can see, that we have got all these circles or the bubbles that would be used to represent any of the stuff over here, right? So for this, there are some of the predefined requirements. Let us just get into the focus mode and just minimize these panes for a second. So the reason why we are choosing this map or the requirement is that you must need to choose a simple map. That is the one that is represented by a globe kind of a icon over in the visualizations panel. So you need to make sure that you are having exactly this kind of a map, and it would be the only requirement, because for the pie chart we cannot use a filled map. The reason being that in the case of a filled map, you do not have any kind of a bubbles or anything, but you can just use them in this map. So that's why we have dragged this map. And what else I have done is I have imported a data source. So if you just go to recent sources, this one that is of a Superstore US, this is the data source that I have imported in my Power BI. And this is the data source which I have downloaded from the internet. So if you want, I will share its URL in the description box below. And this is all the fields that I have got from this orders table from the US Superstore database. Now in this all the fields, we have a column named as state or province, and I have dragged this into the location, and that is why we are getting all these states in the form of a blue color. So let us first understand or perform some of the actions so we are able to understand that what is it going to do in a better way. So we have another column that is known as the region column, and if we can just drag it into the legend field, then you can see that there are 4 regions now: the central region, east region, south region, and the west region. These 4 regions are actually represented by 4 different colors, which is actually shown over here. These are the different regions which you can easily see. So it is a way of categorizing the data in Power BI. Alright, suppose you do not want region. Let us just remove this region field. Then we have another field in our table, and that is known as the customer segment field. If we just get it into the legend, then what happens? You can see this customer segment is actually that for what purpose the thing or the product that the person has required or has ordered for is going. It is for customer use, it is for corporate use, it is for home or office use, or it is for a small business. So these are the 4 categories of the customer segment that we have got. And as you can see, as soon as I dragged that into the legend field, all our bubbles have changed into some kind of a different icon. If you're having any trouble in seeing those bubbles, you can just increase its size by going into the format tab. Here is this bubbles option, and here is the size. You can just increase its size a little bit like this. Okay, so now you can see it is all visible very clearly. These are the different states. Suppose here we have Montana. So it has only 2 categories, means whatever the orders are listed for Montana, we have either the orders for small business or for the home and office. However, in Washington, we have all four of them. All four of the categories or the customer segments have been ordered in Washington. Similarly, in Oregon also, all the four customer segments have been ordered. So this is a kind of a pie chart. But as you can see that wherever this is the three customer segments have been listed, we have got the same angle everywhere. For the two, we have got a 50-50 proportion, and for the four ones, we have got a 25% proportion. So with the help of this customer segment in the legend, we are able to get that how many customer segments are ordered, but we are not very sure on the fact that actually how much of them were ordered. Like we can easily make out from this chart or from this map that in Washington all the four of the customer segments were ordered. That's perfectly fine, but we cannot make out that how many of the small businesses were ordered or how many for the corporates were ordered. We cannot make out a proportion for that. So for that purpose, what we can do is we can just come back to our place where all the fields are listed, and there is the size field. In size, we are going to just get something, and that is known as the we must have something called as say unit price. You can just get it into the size, and yeah, you can see all of them. So we are able to classify them that how many total worth of the consumers were, or the products that were fit for consumption of a consumer were ordered in Washington. That is around 10,288.32. Similarly, for the corporate, we have some other value, that is 5579.06. And for the small business, we have 779.62. And for the last one, that is home or office, we have 141.21. So that is the total price of the units that were ordered for each and every customer segment. So if we just go to the format tab once again and just decrease the size of the bubbles a little bit, so you can see that we have got these different proportions all over the place, and we are able to make out that from which customer segment we are getting most orders out of the state. Similarly, if we try to go to California, then we have got the corporate customer segment placing most of the orders. In New York, we have got home and office segment ordering the most of the stuff. And similarly, we can easily make out from this chart or this map along with the pie chart that which thing or the which you can say which customer segment is being ordered the most in which state. So this is how you can just use a pie chart in a Power BI map. This is a very simple process in Power BI, but if you can see it in the competing softwares like Tableau, it is a very advanced process. It would not be as simple as we just learned over here. That is why Power BI is more preferred, because it is very simple to use. We have used it for say unit price right now. What if we just remove it, then all things would get back to normal like this. And suppose we want to make out that how many profit we are just getting from all these fields. So on profit, we are getting the profit only from the small businesses in Washington. In California, the most of the profit we are getting is from the home and office businesses. In here we can, like in Oregon, we can get the profit from corporate sector and the consumer sector. So we are getting profits from three sectors, but most of the profit is coming from the consumer sector. And this is the kind of the data that we have got, that from which consumer segment in which state we are getting the maximum profit. So this is the actual use of Power BI. This is the actual use where you can just make out different kind of stuff, where you can analyze the data and gather different kinds of information which was hidden if we hadn't used this tool. So that's the actual goal behind using Power BI, to get some of the insights into the data. So that's how you can just create a pie chart along with a map in Power BI. And I hope you all have understood that how can you just use this along with the pie chart. And if you want to make any other things, like suppose instead of profit you want a sales, that how much sales was done in each and every sector. So you can see we have got all these bubbles again, and they are of different proportions. So that's all for today's video, and I hope you all have understood it. Thanks for watching.